In the final hours of the COP30 summit, there was a push for unity after a showdown emerged on the path away from fossil fuels. A draft text for a deal released by summit host Brazil contained no reference to fossil fuels. An entire range of options included in earlier versions was scrapped. Some countries called the options unacceptable, while others had come out in support of them. A deal text would need approval by consensus among the nearly 200 countries present in order to be adopted. With me now is Julie Segal, Senior Manager, Climate Finance, Environmental Defence Canada, joining us from Brazil. Julie, good evening and thanks for your time. Finding common ground has been challenging. Where do things stand at the moment?
There are a few key pieces in the negotiations which we are looking for in a final text. You've named one of the core ones, a recognition of the need to transition away from fossil fuels. That happened at COP28 2 years ago, the first time fossil fuels were mentioned in the text. And there is a coalition of over 30 countries who have said that they will accept nothing less than fossil fuels being recognized in this text again as something that we need to transition away from. There's been strong leadership from the president of Brazil, Lula himself, on organizing a roadmap away from fossil fuels. That said, there's a couple of issues, as I said, in this text that people are looking for, including as well core mentions of a just and equitable transition for communities and workers around the world, as well as always, increases in fair financing from wealthy countries to those that are most vulnerable, not just for reducing emissions, but also to adapt to the damages of climate change, which are already locked in.
So by the looks of it, Julie, we are seeing this summit stretch into overtime, trying to come to some sort of a consensus. But meantime, also talk to us about the other issue of nations exceeding targets set by Paris Agreement. How was that issue addressed?
This COP had been defined by the president of Brazil as a COP of hope and a COP of truth and accountability, recognizing we're way off track from keeping global temperature rises to safe levels. And that is because of what every country is doing at home domestically. It's very important to think about the homework that we have following a COP, which is delivering domestic climate policies to reduce emissions at home. A clear example for us to look at would, of course, be Canada, where there's been, rather than funding for climate action, increases in subsidies for oil gas, which are the leading causes of the climate crisis. So we are not on track to reduce emissions by 50% by 2030 and to net zero by 2050, which is what was agreed upon at the Paris Agreement 10 years ago.
Okay, we'll have to leave it at that for the moment, though. Julie Segal, Senior Manager, Climate Finance, Environmental Defence Canada. Appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, Julie.
My pleasure. Have a nice evening.